So obviously to start off this season for the Sixers, there have been a lot of things to look at that have been negative in these first two games, but there have been a couple positives, and one of them that I really want to talk about is James Harden. Obviously last season, even the season before, James Harden was not looking like his old self. He was a lot slower, a lot less explosive, putting up less efficient stats, and honestly just did not look anything like the James Harden of old that we are so used to seeing. So heading into this season, it was kind of speculated that James Harden was going to be the key for the Philadelphia 76ers, how far they can go in the playoffs, how far they can go in terms of making it out of the East and potentially winning an NBA championship. It was going to rest on James Harden's shoulders. And he even said himself this offseason he was going to get back to an MVP level. He was going to get back to that elite form that we're used to seeing from him. He's going to get in shape, and he was going to work on his game, and he was going to come into this season ready to go for the Philadelphia 76ers. So heading into this season, that was the big question. I think so far in these first two games, it's safe to say those questions have been answered. James Harden has looked like he's back in that elite form, like he said he was going to be in. And obviously, it's only 2 games, but still, you can just tell that James Harden is going to be at least a lot better than he was last season and back to playing at an elite level, all-star level this season. Because the difference between last season and this season so far with James Harden, you can tell. His explosiveness is a lot better on drives, on his dribble moves, on step backs, on getting to the basket. It is a lot better than it was last season. His finishing around the rim is so much better so far in these 2 games than it was last season. It looks like he can actually elevate. The same thing on his jump shot. Obviously, the first game he was great from behind the 3-point line, and then last game not so much, but last game he also showed off his mid-range ability, which we're not used to seeing James Harden take a lot of mid-range jump shots. That's been something that's kind of been missing from his game over his career. But last night he had quite a few mid-range jump shots, and he's looking like he was working on his game a lot this offseason, and it's coming to fruition in these first 2 games so far for the Sixers. So far in his first 2 games, his stat lines have looked like this. In Game 1 versus Boston, James Harden scored 35 points, had 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. Those are great numbers for James Harden. I think that's his Sixers career high. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that's his Sixers career high in his first game of this season so far. He was great from behind the 3-point line. He was able to get teammates involved, and he was also snagging rebounds. Great job from James Harden. He just looks locked in on the offensive side of the ball, just like he was back in Houston and in Brooklyn before he got the hamstring injury. But then last night was really the impressive performance. Even though the numbers maybe, they look similar. He had 31 points, he had 8 rebounds, and he had 9 assists. He also had 2 steals there, so he was able to lock in on the defensive side of the ball. Last night, even though the Sixers lost, and I made a whole video talking about their problems in these first 2 games, so you can check that out as well. It'll probably go out around the same time as this one. But James Harden last night was able to single-handedly pretty much lead the Philadelphia 76ers back from a 13-point deficit, at least offensively, because obviously the defense in that fourth quarter picked up, and that also was a big part of the Sixers' turnaround. But James Harden was going down the floor, scoring bucket after bucket after bucket. He was getting floaters at the rim. He was hitting mid-range jump shots, bringing the Sixers back. And then obviously the defense was very impactful as well. But James Harden was able to make a huge impact on the Sixers team, lead them all the way back from down 13 points in the fourth quarter to potentially at the end of the game, they were leading the game for a little bit. They were winning. And that was all done with Joel Embiid on the bench. And obviously, Joel Embiid has struggled to start the season. Again, check out the video I just made. But James Harden does look like he's back at that elite level that we're so used to seeing from him. And here's the thing that I really have to think about is, with James Harden back at this level, right? We were all saying coming into this season, that was the one thing that the Sixers, like if he was at that elite level, the Sixers could have untapped potential. Like they could potentially go to the championship, win the championship, whatever, do all that stuff. Everyone was saying Embiid's obviously going to be at the MVP level. Tyrese Maxey's going to take another step. The bench is far improved. All these things we were saying, those have been the issues so far this season. Embiid does not look good. Tyrese Maxey has not been utilized enough in this offense, and the bench obviously has been lackluster to start this season. Now, it's been 2 games, right? Embiid traditionally is a slow starter. Again, check out the video. I mentioned all that stuff there. They will surely figure out how to use Maxey better, and the bench will surely be better moving into the future once we all, it's been 2 games. There's 80 games left for them to figure out how to gel with each other, how to play as a team. If the Sixers get this on track, right, and James Harden continues to play at this level, they could be looking scary heading into the postseason. Obviously, 2 games, right? 2 games, but still, James Harden's at this level, and the rest of the team gets their stuff together. The Sixers have potential to win the East and go to the championship. It's just how it is. even after these first 2 games, which have made me very angry, very mad, and have caused me to lose my voice even more after being sick over like this entire past week. And I was screaming last night, and it made my voice just continue to get worse. I don't know if you can tell, but it's, yeah, whatever. But if you did enjoy, subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this, covering the Sixers, covering the Eagles, and let me know what you guys want to see. Oh, God. Oh, jeez. See, you can tell. Let me know what you guys want to see more on this channel. I do want to hear your input. Comment down below your thoughts and opinions on the Sixers so far to start the season and James Harden. That's pretty much all I got for this video. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.